Well, hello and welcome to this week's edition of the City Update. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. Today we're out on the campus of Averett University. Joining me today is Alexis Earhart, who is the Executive Director of the new Center for Community Engagement and Career Readiness here in our community, and we're very excited to be attending the open house today. Alexis is going to show us around and talk a little bit more about this great initiative that has formed here in our community. And a couple of months back here on River City TV, we had the announcement out here on the campus. But Alexis, I know you're very excited to be moving into your new home here on the campus of Averett University.
Absolutely. We are so fortunate to have this house that's in the university's possession, and that Dr. Franks was gracious enough to allow the center to be here, and to think it was important enough for us to have our own space, really as a central spot on campus for students and for community partners to be able to find us, and just to be really accessible for everyone who wants to come to the center.
And I know back at the announcement, close to a $2 million grant to fund this initiative. Now tell me, for our viewers who may have missed that announcement, what all is going to go into the community engagement part and then also the career readiness part as well?
Absolutely. So there are three primary areas that we're focused on here. The first being career competitiveness, so career services, aligning degree pathways, making sure our employers in the region are getting graduates who are really prepared for the jobs of today. Experiential learning, our service learning initiatives, undergraduate research, internships, and then of course community engagement. So all of our volunteerism efforts, advisory boards with our community partners. We really run the gamut here. Anything that involves linking students with opportunities in the region, we want to be a part of it.
And you mentioned region. That's a good point, because your house here on Averett University, obviously you're going to be getting those Averett University students involved, but I know you're teaming up with DCC and also Patrick Henry Community College as well, right?
Absolutely. So our region, sort of for the sake of the center, is Danville, Pittsylvania County, and Caswell County. We have an engaged coalition that was started a couple of years ago, and that focuses on our service learning and volunteerism initiatives primarily, and that involves stakeholders from all three of the institutions and community partners. We know that our 900 traditional students on the main campus are a huge asset to the region, but what if you add a couple thousand more from the community colleges? And then we partner in our own right with those outside of our technical region, which of course is Patrick Henry Community College, Southside Community College. How can we align with those schools to create more opportunities?
So give me some feedback you've heard from just employers in the region, because they have to be very excited to have this sort of initiative to pull from.
Absolutely. So we're hoping to streamline our processes a little bit so that our students have a better understanding really of what the opportunities are. I think that's part of the gap here, is we have great opportunities for our students, and we have opportunities to prepare them for the next step and the steps after that, but they need to know about them, and the center will allow that. Also for nonprofits, our nonprofits do extraordinary work in this region, but they have capacity gaps, and so here are students who can fill some of those gaps. A great example is the River District Artisan Store. One of our communications classes just finished a marketing plan for their open house, which is tomorrow, and they talked about the impact it had on them as students. It's really incredible.
That is great. And now let's talk about that service learning component, because I know our viewers are familiar with the Data Engage campaign by DRF. You had a lot of Averett students involved in that, many students from the area, but I know you're piggybacking off that and will be working towards many other service learning projects here in our community.
Absolutely. So we had our Day to Engage this fall. It was the largest one yet. We were so proud of that, building on the amazing work that DRF had done. We'll continue to do that, and are actually talking about a week to engage for the spring, so we really want to build on it. For the spring, I believe we have 4 service learning classes lined up here at Averett, ranging from physical education to computer information systems. So any student, service learning is for everyone. We know that students who are involved in service learning have enhanced academic learning. They're able to apply their skills to real-world situations. They're retained. They have higher GPAs. These are all great things, not only for Averett, DCC, and PCC, but for our community.
And one that stuck out in my mind was the young lady you had speak at the original announcement. Did a wonderful job speaking to the audience and telling about her story, and I know that's just one of many that have touched the lives of students in our region through the service learning.
Absolutely. And Morgan is unique in the fact that she's just an amazing young woman, but not unique in how service learning and volunteerism have shaped her higher education experience. And so what we think about is, how do you create that experience for a couple thousand young people? That transforms a region.
Absolutely. And it is all about getting involved in the community. I know a lot of students here at Averett University are from all over the world. So wouldn't it be great if we could just capture 20% of them, keep them here after they graduate from Averett?
That's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. And for those who don't stay, who do want to go back to Finland or California or wherever they've come from, to take that set of values of service through them with their entire lives, I think that's a legacy that Averett can be so proud of.
Now, Alexis, tell our viewers at home, if they're watching and parents have kids in the region that want to get involved, how can they contact you? Where are you located here on campus? Because we want to get as many individuals involved as we can.
Absolutely. So we are at 204 Woodland Drive on Averett's main campus. We're right next to the Student Center. They're welcome to contact me directly. We have an amazing administrative assistant here at the center, Tia Yancey, who I know can field any request that might come in. And we welcome not only our current students, but prospective students. If you're thinking about getting involved in the region, coming to Averett or not, we want to connect everybody with opportunity.
Well, Alexis, I really appreciate you joining us today. Congratulations on the opening of the new center. I think it really will make a difference here in our region.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
That was a beautiful series of songs by our Averett singers with Dr. Ann Lewis leading them. I want to take you inside and show you around our new center. So as we make our way inside, we're in the reception area of our new center. Tia Yancey is our administrative assistant here, and we're so happy to have her supporting the staff here at the center. And as we make our way through to the next office, Carrie Anna Beck is an Averett alumna. She graduated in May and is our first AmeriCorps Vista member, and her work focuses on service learning and volunteerism. Okay. This office will be where our Director of Career Services works, very accessible to students on the first floor. We have an area in reception where students will be able to take their career assessments, and so having the proximity to the director will be really helpful. Okay, so as we make our way upstairs, it'll bring us to our Assistant Director of Community Engagement, Rachel Covington. Rachel joined us just this week, actually, after serving as a junior program officer at the Danville Regional Foundation. Her work here will focus on volunteerism and service opportunities for our students in the region. Our next stop is the office for the Director of Experiential Learning, and that interview process is underway, and we hope to have someone on board by the first of the year. And our last stop is my office, and I serve as the Executive Director of the Center, and I'm just excited to have a space where we can bring our students, faculty, and our community partners together to talk about all of the opportunities that we have.
Well, joining me now is Dr. Tiffany Franks, of course, the president of Averett University. And Dr. Franks, I know a very exciting day here for the university. We've opened this new center in the heart of your campus.
We couldn't be more excited about this. It's truly a dream come true. This has been something that Averett has been working on for a long time, and thanks to the Danville Regional Foundation, our dream has become a reality. Our faculty believe so much in giving every student a hands-on learning experience so that they can take out of that classroom what they're learning and apply it to real-life scenarios in our community, and it just couldn't feel better to us today.
And Alexis talked to me earlier about the many opportunities that not only your students, but many students from around the region will be able to take part in this. So I want you to touch on the partnerships, because you work so closely with universities and community colleges around the region that really make Danville and the Dan River region a better place.
That's right. Well, we are so blessed to have Danville Community College, Piedmont Community College, all of our high schools in this area. This is about how do we leverage the talent, the intellectual capital, the human talent all over this community, and young people and really students of all ages to giving back to the community. And it's just a win-win. It's a win-win for our campuses, it's a win-win for the region, and all of us will only be better as a result.
Can you talk about how service learning really completes the circle of an education? Because obviously the classroom is a part of it, the extracurricular activities, but then the service learning aspect, getting out and doing what you're going to be doing once you receive that diploma here at Averett. Talk about how that really completes the circle of an education here at Averett University.
Well, there's nothing more inspiring to watch students after they've learned about principles and theories in the classroom, and they've read case studies and they've studied it, but when they can go out and they can apply it in a real life scenario, and they can reflect upon it and make it part of their own experience, they will forever be changed. For instance, last night, the Center for Community Engagement and Career Competitiveness sponsored what we call an Angel Tree event for the Boys and Girls Club. And I watched many of our student athletes who had adopted these children and gone out and created a Christmas for them, essentially, for some children who have no Christmas. Yeah. And afterward, we processed with those students, what did that mean to you to be engaged in that way? And I mean, you can tell it's already changed their lives. They will forever volunteer as a result of what they did.
And I think it really does, like you said, plant the seed for volunteerism, service learning, but it also plants the seed here in our community. So hopefully those roots will grow deep and they won't leave Danville.
No, that's right, because when a student gets engaged with a nonprofit or a business and they get hands-on with things, they see the assets of the region, they see the possibilities for themselves, they see how they can contribute, and it really will lead to greater stickiness. I believe that more of our students will stay as they see opportunities for themselves, and I think that our employers and nonprofits throughout the community, they will see the assets that our campuses, that our community colleges and Averett brings.
Well, Dr. Franks, I really appreciate you joining us today, and congratulations on the new center. You've got some great individuals working here for you. I know with Alexis and all her staff going to do a great job working with your students, as I mentioned, not only here at Averett, but around the region.
All around the region. Oh, we've got such a talented team in place, and we're just really excited and grateful to the Danville Regional Foundation.
Well, thank you, Dr. Franks.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the City Update. We're here on the campus of Averett University, open house for the Senator for Community Engagement and Career Competitiveness. Again, we want to thank Executive Director Alexis Earhart and also President of Averett University, Tiffany Franks, for joining us on this week's show, giving us a up-close look at the new center. Really going to be a game changer here for our community. A one-stop shop for students in our region to get hands-on learning about volunteerism, that service learning aspect, as Alexis touched on. So just a great opportunity for many students in our region, and we hope each and every one of you will take advantage of the resources that will be available at this center on the campus of Averett University. So until next week, have a great day.